Innovation Center, Airbus, and also NACO. Dr. Novita has also contributed to the development of the environment design and eco-design tools, also has established research collaboration across the Asia Pacific region. She has also been a visiting professor at several universities in Indonesia. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Novita from University of Nottingham, Malaysia, to join with us and begin the presentation on sustainable manufacturing. Dr. Novita, you have 70 minutes to share your idea, and now the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Moderator, Miss Intan, is it? Okay. Thank you so much. I would like to give my um, gratitude to a Faculty of Technology, Agricultural Technology and UGM, which give me opportunity to come here and to share a bit of what I have during my research journey. I'm more into the sustainable manufacturing field. Many of you may not be too familiar with this term. So later on, maybe I will give a maybe I do it slowly, yeah. And then if you have questions, you might ask what is that in this and that. Please, you can just raise your hand and you can stop me and raise your hand. If you think that, okay, I didn't understand on this point and you are lost somewhere, okay? So you just raise your hand and just shout out. Okay, so I have a lot of slides. I hope I can finish it by 70 minutes given by the moderator. But then if not, then you can actually go through. I already give an updated one on the slides. So you may ask Yusak, maybe later you can share the updated slides to the participants, okay? All right. So I will talk about sustainable manufacturing. How many of you know of this term? How many of you? You have no idea? Or you may be somehow, okay, guessing, okay, this will be something that, yep.
Yeah, I think sustainable manufacturing is like manufacturing products in keeping in regards that it's suitable and sustainable for the environment, in short.
Very good. Yeah, very good. What is your background?
Actually, I'm a psychology student.
Psychologist. Okay. Okay. So you extend your knowledge to to manufacturing. That is good. Yeah. Uh, your answer is right. Yeah, it's correct. But we will see what is actually the definition. There are many definitions of sustainable manufacturing, but I will show you shortly. All right. Okay. So this is me. I think moderator already mentioned it. So this is the lecture outline. It's quite a lot. I cover quite a lot, but later maybe I just take some of them that is very relevant and important. First, of course, we need to know what and why sustainable. What does it mean by sustainable? Yeah. So the term sustainable can be your perspective may be, oh, sustainable is having a continuation, or sustainable is something that is more environmental friendly, as you said. Yeah, we will see shortly what is actually sustainable and why we need to be sustainable, especially when we do the manufacturing processes. And then next is the sorry. Next is sustainable manufacturing. So we will go to sustainable manufacturing. We will shift the focus, not shift the focus, but we narrow down the focus to sustainable manufacturing. Yeah. And then what are the challenges and enablers? And then what are the solutions is given. And then so 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be on the theoretical side. Yeah. So we will have uh, a bit of foundations of the concept and then also the theory behind it. Then we will go next to the business case. So business case is something that already applied in the uh, business or in the corporate. Yeah. So they have their own way to actually do the sustainable or implement the sustainable manufacturing. Okay. It will not necessarily the same as the theory, but then there's a foundation there from the theory actually. And it's not easy to get or to capture what is the business case actually, because not all company is actually reveal it. Okay, they don't reveal their it's part of their secret actually, but I collect some of them, but not in very deep or detail. But there are targets or there are things that they will do to do the sustainable manufacturing. Then sustainability in agro industry. Yeah, number 5. So I thought it will be good if I also mention about agro industry, because I'm talking here in the faculty of agro industry. But I heard from the committee that actually the background of the participant is not only from the agro industry. You are from sorry, psychology, yeah, and then the other maybe engineering and then other areas, yeah. But it's okay. We can see it as and then global outlook. So it will be good, I thought, if you also need to know what or the global outlook, what is actually the moving forward when a company to know, because when you are working later, you sustainability, um, sustainable manufacturing area. Yeah, this will be one of your value later. Okay, then the last one will be the conclusion, where the key takeaway message for you to take away or to take home, and then perhaps do more reflections, and perhaps if you want to implement it later on, if you work, then this also can be used. All right. Okay. Why is not going to the slides? Okay. All right. Don't worry, take your time. Okay. I just want to ask you, how many Earth that we have? How many Earth that we have? Only one? Yeah. You are not considering to move to Mars planet? Of course not. Some people are. Yeah. Okay. I think you're from India, is it? No, Pakistan. Okay. I thought there is a research from India that actually they are looking into um, moving to the Mars. Yeah. And then they use a rocket or something. Yeah. Probably yes. Yeah. Probably we can live there, but so far we only have one Earth. Okay. We are living together in one Earth. Okay. I cannot move this one. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. So Earth basically have capacity. Yeah, you cannot extract everything that is available in the earth, especially resources, natural resources. You cannot extract everything until it finished. All right. It has the capacity, you know. It has a carrying capacity. So if you see from that graph, basically on the x-axis is the year, okay? And then on the y-axis is number of Earth. So we make an equivalent actually that the Earth can be only 0.2. 0.2 means that the natural resources that use is 0.2. And then when you use all of it, you use 1.0, okay? So if you use more than 1.0, because your Earth is only one, meaning that you exceed the capacity of the Earth, meaning you extract, you abuse your Earth, yeah, and to get everything that you need above the capacity. So it's not good, of course. Okay, so you need to remember that uh, the Earth have the carrying capacity. So what you do is that by looking at this, you need to have um, an awareness that actually you need to use natural resource that is still within the earth carrying capacity. You cannot totally abuse it so that you don't left any natural resources or anything to your future generations. You will have, of course, you will have family, you have you have daughter, you have grandson, you have grandson, right? They also have the right to enjoy the natural resources. All right. So that's the concept. Yeah. You cannot use it as much as you like. Yeah. So it has to be something that is, within the limit, yeah, of the earth. Okay. Now, because of that, because the earth have the earth carrying capacity, so is where the sustainability coming. Yeah, the term sustainability is coming. Is basically started with the Brundtland report in 1987. Yeah, which say that humanity has the ability to make development sustainable, to ensure that it meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generations. So I highlighted on the future generations. So you cannot use everything. You need to taking care of the earth so that your future generation also enjoy as much as you have. Okay. So this is the origin of sustainability. Now, uh, these documents, maybe you heard about it. This document called uh, common, I can't remember. Yeah, one common something. Yeah, common people or something. Yeah, you can just search in the Google. But this is the origin of where the sustainability is actually come from. Now, based on this report, basically there is another meeting which postulated or formulated a sustainable development goals. Yeah. Before that is a millennium development goals, and then it moves to sustainable development goals. Now, the question is, how many is the indicator in the sustainable development goals? Do you know? Correct. Okay. Your name is Alida. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. It's a 17 indicator. So this is the indicator. Now, if we talk about manufacturing, manufacturing will relate to the activity of the industry, right? What is the activity of industry? They are making a production, right? Um, whether it is a food industry, whether it is any of the industry, automotive industry, aerospace industry, everything is producing. And when they produce, they are using resources. Okay. So in the Sustainable Development Goals, industry will be under 9 and 12. Okay, under 9 and 12. You can Google it, what is 9 and 12. Yeah, and then you will see what are the concern on the industry. Now I will go forward. Okay. Now the sustainability, word sustainability is not that we are sustained, yeah, or continue. No. So basically sustainability is come from this three bottom line, yeah, if you heard about it. So sustainability is coming from the triple bottom line, which is the intersections between environmental, social, and also economic. So you cannot live alone. If you are working in the industry or you are involved in the industry, yeah, you need to be aware that industry is actually creating more pollutions. Yeah. So the term of sustainability need to be in place. Why? Because we want it to be balanced. We don't want to get the economic side only. No. Yeah. Because it's a industry is a great polluter. So we need to be also environmental friendly. Yeah, or we limit the environmental impact that coming from that industry processes. And also social. Yeah. Industry must not only look into profit, but also in the social aspect. What is the social aspect? The well-being, yeah, of the um, labor. It's not just the labor, but also the well-being of the surrounding of the industry. So where is the industry located, for example? Yeah. So the well-being of the neighborhood of the industry where it is performing need to be taken care of. Yeah. So you cannot pollute them. You cannot, let's say, move the waste into the neighborhood. So they will it will be harmful for them. So this triple bottom line is the basis, yeah, if you want to apply the sustainability in the industry. Now let's look into deeper perspective, yeah. You understand the sustainability, all right? So what are actually the implications when the industry operate, yeah? So let's look into the world population growth first. So this is this graph representing the world population growth, yeah? You see from the year of 1750 to 2050, yeah? It is predicted, this is an estimations that the industry, oh, sorry, the population growth, this is human populations, will hit somewhere in 10 billion. Yeah. You see on the lesser is this one, right? Oh no, yeah. I cannot get the laser. It's okay. So if you see here, yeah, you see on the high or on the peak, yeah, on the peak is in 2050, right? So we have two different regions, developing regions and industrial regions. Um, um, and then you will see on the peak, it will hit 10 billion or world populations. So what does this mean? And why we need to relate it to the industry or manufacturing? If you have more people, there are many products that they will demand, right? There are demand of the product, more demand of the product because we have more populations. So they will require more products. Products need to be produced. Who is the producer? It's the manufacturers. So manufacturing processes will be intensified, will be, you know, gradually increase to satisfy the demand of the increased population. Okay. So what does this means? Yeah. I just want to give you an illustrations. So what is the um what is the effect? Yeah, when the industry is going to have an increase processes. So what is the consequence when we have um increased populations? Yeah, meaning we have to fulfill the need of the human. Yeah, human need product. So industry, they will extract more resources and then generate emissions, and then climate change will happen. Um, more, intensified climate change, then generates more waste. So let's look one by one. Okay, let's look one by one. If you have something you need to ask or you lost somewhere, you just raise your hand. Yeah, I will be happy to repeat. Okay, let's look at generate emissions. This is the projections, yeah, that is set in the UK. So I don't have data in Indonesia, but I have data in the UK because we are a University of Malaysia. So okay, we want to travel south. Okay? We want to be a clean neighbor. Then we want to emit less GHG. What is GHG? Greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases is the gas that actually make the earth more warmer. Yeah. Okay. And then to reduce resources by 50%. This is quite ambitious target in the UK. And whether we can do this or not, maybe we can, maybe not. Yeah. We are going into that target. And then to be equitable, flourishing, and resilience. Resilience is very important because you see now um, we are having problems with the food security. Yeah, there are lots of problems in it's coming now because of the climate change. Yeah, food security, and then um, maybe changing of the weather, climate, yeah, changing on the landscape of soil, biodiversity, and etc. So this is the target. This is the target in the UK. Now, if we look further, because we want to see the emission, yeah, this is in the United States. Okay, so this is the report from EIA. Okay, so in the United States, for industrial sectors, is comprises of manufacturing, agriculture, mining, constructions. 33, 33% of the nation primary energy used, and it will emit 30% of CO2 emissions. When you use 33%, emissions of CO2 will be 30%. Okay, so if we predict into 2050, if we have growth, internal growth, demand growth of 30% only, not 50%, only 30% by 2050, so you will get 17% CO2 emission increase. So if the baseline is 30% now on the above, then on 2050, it could be 47%. Okay, so it's quite high, almost 50% of CO2 emissions. Okay, so it will be something that is not good. Yeah, so it should be controlled or monitored. On the right side, you see there's a bar chart there. There's an energy consumptions, and then there is CO2 emissions. Yeah, you will see how much energy they use for each of the industry. Yeah, you can see the value there. Okay, you can see the value here. This is a million megaton of CO2 emissions. This is the highest, sorry, the lowest, yeah, the lowest, then this is the highest, okay? Over there, up there is the energy consumption. It's quite high, 30% and 30%, 33% and 30%, yeah, for CO2 emissions. Okay, so you know now, yeah. I give you an illustration. Now this is the projections, yeah. This is the target to reduce the industrial emissions. The target need to be reduced in 2050. You will see here in 2015, this is 2015, yeah. We have a CO2 emission, it's 457. This is the baseline, 2015. Then 2030, we need to have it reduced by 29%, 2040 by 58%, and 2050 will be gone. Yeah. Then this one will change into alternate approaches. Yeah, alternate approaches meaning you implement technology that is not giving you high emissions. Okay, and now it's very, very important you understand what is decarbonizations, because one of the unit for the measurement of the emission is CO2 emissions, is carbon emissions. So now, to get that target, we need to do decarbonizations, meaning that we want to reduce the carbon emissions. Now, how to reduce the carbon emissions? We need to do that 4-pillar: energy efficiency, industrial electrifications. So everything need to be electric. Yeah. You change the fossil fuel and become electric. Let's say, for example, in in automotive, now the trend is going to that direction. So more electric vehicle, yeah, in the near future, and less ICE, internal combustion engine. All right. So and then low carbon fuels, feedstock, and energy sources. And the last is carbon capture, utilizations, and storage. So carbon capture, utilization, and storage is, I think, the foundation for the carbon trading. Yeah, if you maybe heard about it, the carbon trading. But I will not go into that too deep. Yeah, I will go to another consequences, which is climate change. What is climate change? Okay. Have you watched the Ice Age? Yes. Yes. You see in the film, right? There's um what is it? In glacier. Glacier is all melted. Yeah. In the North Pole. Yeah. So that film actually will showing you the how climate change is actually affect the North Pole. Yeah. So what is actually happened? Yeah. Climate change is discussed, and some of the action plan is produced. Yeah, in the IPCC in Paris. We call it Paris Agreement. If you heard about it. So we see that temperature of the Earth is rising. Yeah. If you have a high temperature raise, yeah, that would be something that is very bad. Yeah, it will be very disastrous. Because of what? Because when the temperature is rising, sea level will go up. Yeah, and then the glacier will melt, and more flood, yeah, and the change of biodiversity, the change of the soil, soil compositions, yeah, and everything. You might notice now, the weather was not so, unpredictable. It's not like maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, where you can just, okay, this is June, month of June, usually is no raining. Yeah. but the rain will be on December, January, things like that. Yeah, for us here in Indonesia. But now change. Yeah, now suddenly you got rain. Yeah, very heavy. Yeah, in the month in the warm season, or during the June, July. Yeah. Um, the one that are very obvious, if you if you go with plane, yeah, you go to another country, then you have the aeroplane, yeah, you go with aeroplane, you see you will experience more turbulence compared to previous, time, yeah, more turbulence because it's unpredictable now. Okay, so temperature is rising and it's not good. And Paris Agreement actually tried to reduce it uh, to below 1.5. If the increase of the temperature per year is 2, that is not a good sign. So they try to reduce it below 1.5. Yeah, above 1.5 will not be good. Yeah. Then global CO2 level have to be have increased, yeah, because of the climate change, and then climate change itself, yeah. As you can see now become very obvious, yeah. Now generate more waste. I will show you why we generate more waste. When the human populations is growing, so the demand of the product is also growing, and then the way and the how do I say, lifestyle. Now the lifestyle will be something that is fast. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have time to actually sit, cook, and then eat. Right. You just grab from 7E. You just grab from Family Mart. Yeah. Then what you identified from there is the packaging. Yeah. Yeah. You create a lot of waste from the packaging. Have you used your own, you know, of your own container? No? Yeah. That actually one of the things that you can do. Yeah. You use your own container, you use your own bottle. Yeah. And you will reduce a lot of, packaging waste. I will show you, yeah, why waste, um, how wasteful we are. So this is the stuff in Japan, in the rural area. If you taken out all the stuff, yeah, inside of your house, and you count it, this is in Japan, you will have 9,000 stuff. Yeah. You see there is a washing machine, you have your um, air conditioning, maybe air conditioning, each room they have the air conditioning. They have the fridge, yeah, which is, require a lot of energy. How about in Thailand? Thailand also smaller, yeah. Thailand only have yeah. Anyone from Thailand? Okay. No, this is from UNEP, yeah, in the rural area of Thailand. I think this one is not a recent one. Maybe yeah, it's not the recent one. I don't know how many stuff you have. Yeah. Only 218. Yeah. This is from UNEP, yeah. And this is from India, rural India. But I think this one will grow. Yeah, it's not just 22. Very wrong. Yeah, very wrong. I don't know. This one I get it from UNEP. Yeah, it may be misleading, but I think the point is not that, but the point is that we consume a lot of product. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just to make you awake. Okay. Okay, I will show you the Malaysia. Yeah. Anyone from Malaysia? Nope. Okay. I live in Malaysia, so I know. In Malaysia, we have a lot of food waste. Yeah. We eat a lot. Malaysian eat a lot. So we have food waste. This is I took this from the Straits Times. So basically, we have 16 something tons, yeah, of food per day, an amount that can easily actually feed around 2.2 million of people. Yeah. So it's very bad. Yeah. If this is not addressed, so this become problem. Okay. Secondly is this one, solid waste in Malaysia. They have target, yeah. Malaysia have target, 40% target to get it to be recycled, yeah, to be recycled. Okay, so they only managed to reach 33.17 in 2023, yeah. So hopefully it can be reached in 40%, but they set the target. I'm not too sure in Indonesia, maybe you can just browse. Okay, so this is what happened, yeah, basically sad but true. Okay, it's sad but true, yeah. So I just want to give you some thought, a different perspective when you go out from this room, yeah, then you will be more sustainable. Okay. Okay, so how industry must respond? Of course, during the process of making the product, distribute it, and then at the end of life of this that product, you need to do something. Yeah, it's not just the industry, yeah, but all of us actually. When you want to do the sustainability things, basically it's not just work of several people or several group. No, it's the work from all of us. Yeah. Okay. So we also are the stakeholders. So we need to do something also. Okay. Moving forward to sustainable manufacturing. Any questions from you guys? Any questions? Yeah.
So thank you for the chance. My name is Abu Huraira and I'm from Pakistan. So first of all, the very first point you mentioned that the sustainable origin of sustainability is from 1987. So will it be true to say that people before that didn't really care about the sustainability of the future?
No,
No.
no. Actually, the action is already done before that. But this Brundtland, why it is very important because they have the awareness, especially those countries who pollute higher, which is actually United States.
Yeah.
So this initiative is actually coming from United States.
Okay.
Yeah. So they collect, they have meetings with European countries and then other countries from Asia Pacific, I think, and then they reach an agreement that will be the mark of the start of the sustainability publicly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very true because we like Pakistan is a nation that doesn't produce that much waste, but is most affected by the climate change because of its geography.
Yes.
And second question comes that as you presented the predictions, future predictions, increase population will increase the demand, and when the demand is increased, it will result in more carbon footprints.
Yep.
So if somehow we imagine if we stop the population right now where it is, and that number, like if how about the effect of the carbon footprints on the environment at this level, if we remove the factor that the population will increase?
It will not be to decrease the population. It is not something that is easy to do. Yeah, and is not in line with the justice and right, because everybody have the right to have a family, children. So population will definitely increase. But some countries, they have policy where you only you they have policy to reduce the population, right? Maybe like previously Singapore, yeah, Singapore they have the policy, but now they are open again. And then China also previously they limit the
Yeah.
children, yeah,
One child.
the number of children. Yeah. From I think become one or two children only. Yeah, they cannot have it more. It depends on their policy, but we cannot say you cannot have children, cannot. Or we reduce the populations. That is against human rights. Yeah? So it will not be something that we choose. But in the other side, basically we can choose to be more sustainable. Because the manufacturing actually contribute 30% from the global CO2 emissions. So we can reduce this. There are lots of targets actually that is set um, to make sure that in 2050 this should be achieved. Yeah. Reduce. You see the prediction, right? We reduce 87. It's a quite how do I say? Maybe it's a quite challenging. Yeah. But with the help of everybody, yeah, we can
okay,
we can say it is reachable.
But my question was like right now the industries that are the waste we are producing and the carbon footprint from that, if we don't increase it, will it be sustainable for future still or no? Like at this point, the waste we are making daily.
We making daily. We don't reduce it. It will not be sustainable.
Not be sustainable. Yeah, that was my question.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes.
Hello.
Hello. They try to promote the green as their as their how do I say icon, yeah, maybe icon, or they want to sell that one because they are green, but actually they are not green. There are many companies like that lah. Yeah, just like human being, actually in marketing we say that okay, we sell this product because it's good, blah blah blah. Yeah, so for us, yeah, basically of course we need to be very careful in choosing that. Usually if they are really green, there will be some sort of compliance. Yeah, they will comply to a certain standard. Okay, certain standard like ISO 14 ISO 14, yeah, 1000, yeah. They have standard like net zero, yeah. They are standard like quite a lot of standard actually in the if you want to look into how sustainable they are. Okay, so you can see from that standard, because every standard they require to have a very decent or very complex process to get through. Just like when we have our university usually have the accreditations. It is very complex. Accreditation need very complex to go through and then to get that accreditation. Same goes to the green label for the companies. So look at the standard. Yeah, you can see from Google what are actually the standard, the global standard, the maybe local standard. If you are in Philippines, I'm sure you will have the local standard for environmental what is it called, auditing.
Okay, thank you po.
Okay. All right. Any more questions from the floor? Nope. Yes.
Hello, my name is Alida from Indonesia. So actually, I would like to ask about the four pillars that you mentioned.
Mm.
One of them is the electrification, such as electric automotive. But from what I know, the electric vehicles also use batteries that are harmful for the environment.
Correct.
They also do mining for the collection of the materials. So what do you think about that issues?
Okay. My personal view, because I work quite a lot in electric vehicle also. Okay. So if we see, we compare, yeah, if we compare between ICE and then between electric vehicle and between hydrogen. Hydrogen is the newest one, yeah. Okay. We cannot actually calculate the whole CO2 emissions, yeah, from all of that different source of energy, yeah. We cannot count as green, basically. Three of them is not green, but they will have a different value of CO2 emission. But they still have, ECE still have, EV still have, yeah, because it's lithium. Unless the um, the power or the energy sources that you get is actually not from fossil fuel or other polluted uh, energy. Okay. For example, if you use ICE, of course, you will use fossil fuel because you have petrol, right? EV, okay, the battery itself produced with the um, fossil fuel because your factory will use fossil fuel. Okay, correct or not? So it's not totally green. If it's hydrogen, okay, oh, hydrogen is good because it's water, right? It is very green. But if you go back, yeah, to the process of making hydrogen, how does the pure hydrogen is produced? It's basically by compressing it, making it a steam, then compressing it. How many energy that you need? Very, very high. From which energy you provide? From fossil fuel, still, yeah. But if at the use stage, yeah, at the use stage, you can compare that the CO2 emissions between that three will be different. ICE will be the highest at the road, yeah, at the road, not by making it. Now, there are some misleading perspective, yeah, or some misleading concept. If you use EV, so you are green. It's a marketing. It's marketing or promotion strategy, yeah. You cannot say that actually, yeah. On the road, yes, you will not pollute during transportations, but during the making of EV, ICE, and also hydrogen, you are polluting. You give a pollution, okay. But anyway, um, maybe you still have the CO2 emissions, but at least you reduce it. Yeah, at least you reduce that. That's the point. You cannot reduce 100%, cannot. Unless you have very good technology, the system in place are there. Yeah. And yeah, you will be 100% green. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Yeah, my name is Saro. I am from UGM, and only one questions, Miss Mom. Actually, talking about energy consumptions by the manufacturing industry, one of the main sources of the energy is coal, which
Correct.
is still very highly used in maybe in Indonesia and also maybe in Asia. Uh, Actually, what do you think is the problem here? Why they still use these coal energy sources instead of another, maybe sustainable energy sources? And what is the solutions can be taken from this? Thank Thank you.
Okay. Cannot say anything, but it's politics. It's politics. Everything is politics, yeah. Because coal still have a very promising profit. Yeah. If you are talking about business, you are talking about profit. Yeah. If you this is true, yeah, sad but true, yeah. But then you cannot simply just change it like you change your palm. Cannot. Because this have system in place. Okay. This relate to the politics and the countries, how the countries manage and things like that. It's very complicated, yeah. But you can only raise the awareness, yeah, because coal is totally polluted, a gift for pollution. But what you can do is that you just try to raise the awareness, yeah, and try to reduce it as much as you can. But I don't think you can change easily. It needs multi-stakeholders to, agree and do that. Okay, so I would like to emphasize on this. When you do the sustainable manufacturing or sustainability, you will work with very complex process. That's first. You will work with multi-level stakeholders. You cannot work alone. Company work alone cannot. You need to have stakeholders which work with you, yeah, and uh, what is it called? Together, yeah, to make it coming true. Yeah. If not, then yeah, it's maybe it's quite challenging. Okay. But I think we move forward to that directions. Yeah. But one thing that is make one thing that making a drawbacks or limitations is that the politics. Yeah. Usually it will not easy to handle. Yeah. Because it provide profit, it provide conflict of interest. Yeah. So that's it's not something that is easy to solve, right? Okay. Right. So we go, yeah. How many times I left?
Oh, you still have 20 minutes left.
Oh dear. I even don't have half of it. Okay, okay. Okay. I will go to sustainable manufacturing. So what the consequences? Yeah, we have the industry which extract things, resources, and create a lot of environmental problems. Then we also have the, the ground to do the sustainability. So now we have the concept of sustainable manufacturing. You can read from there. Yeah? This is I think the most clearer definitions that we can have. Yeah. There are many definitions. I think there are maybe 4 or 5 definitions if you look into the internet. Yeah. All right. Now this is the categorizations. This actually I try to cluster it from the literature. Yeah. One of our work. I have a group, sustainable manufacturing group. Yeah. In Nottingham. So we actually work into this to look into the categorizations of sustainable manufacturing. So we have 4 here. Sustainable product design and development, sustainable manufacturing process, sustainable supply chain, and end-of-life management. So I try to collate everything. So these are the literature. So you can see from there. Later on, maybe I can just share to you the references if you want to go there. So these are the practices, yeah, basically found in the literature. I will not go into this one. Maybe you can go on your own because it's too many, I think. But I will go to this one, challenge and enablers. Okay, these are the challenges. So when you apply a new concept, yeah, you apply a new concept. basically you need to do a transitions, yeah, transitions, because you want to go to the target, so you need to do a transition. The transition can be so rough, yeah, rough, very rough, or can be smooth. It depends on how your company support it, and then the readiness of your your employee, for example, or readiness on your company. Yeah. So these are the challenge. Yeah. This is basic ground. Yeah. Of the challenge that mostly encountered by the company. First is poor legislation. Yeah. Some of the country, they don't have a very strong legislation to actually push forward the companies. Yeah. In Malaysia, all these sustainable things we have, but it's not really that strong because they don't give penalty and things like that. Not yet, but I think they are in the going to move to that. And more of the sustainable initiatives will be voluntary. Yeah. So voluntary means that you can go to that direction or you don't. It depends on your own or decisions. Yeah. Then lack infrastructure and resources, of course. Market demand depends on market demand. Some of the product, maybe they have a market demand which require to be green. Let's say if you want to consume food, beverage, or things like that. So you demand a food that is more sustainable, yeah, that the packaging maybe is easy to recycle. Let's say something like that. So market demands also challenge. Complexity in the design of the systems. Yeah, because you are in the transition, you are moving towards that directions. So there are many things that you need to change, right? And the changing will not be easy. So complex, yeah, and need the engagement from the multi-level stakeholders. And then technological risk. There is a risk when you are when you do the transitions between the non-sustainable technology to the sustainable technology. You need more knowledge, you need to more skills, you need to have commitments, yeah, a lot of things. Then resistant to change. This also happened, yeah, to the company which only think about the profit. Enablers, competitions, of course. Oh, you see that, oh, my competitor is actually moving towards green technology. So I need to move, yeah, because if not, they will take our market, yeah. Then public pressure. You can contribute by making a pressure to the company, yeah. You don't want to drink or eat if they don't provide you with recycling packaging, for example. So public pressure. Cost effectiveness. If you go into the transitions, then you will get more cost effectiveness when you change the technology. So that would be enabler. Technological advancement is almost the same, yeah. And organization image and compliance to environmental audit. The one that, what's the name? I forgot. From Philippines. Yes, yes. These are also the enabler, yeah. Compliance to environmental audit. Yeah. So if you want to see this company is good or not environmentally, you can see the audit. Yeah, usually they will put that. They will put several standard. Okay. Can you change? Okay. I will go to this one. Okay. And then, right. So there are 4 areas. Yeah. If you want to do the transitions, there are 4 manufacturing solution can be classified. First is manufacturing technology. This is related to how things are manufactured. Okay. So let's say, what is the example of this? So development of new or improved manufacturing processes, a good predictive maintenance, yeah, using the energy efficient equipment, for example. Secondly is product life cycle. So this is related to the product, what is to be produced, yeah. This is related to the design of the product. You produce product that is more environmental friendly. So you think about how to recycle this product if this product will no longer used, for example. This is also part of product life cycle. Then value creation network. This is more into the value chain, right? Supply chain planning and etc. Global manufacturing impact is on the transitions mechanism towards sustainable manufacturing. So this is more into standard audits, yeah, competence, yeah. So I will go to one by one. Manufacturing technologies is actually is very easy. Is to make the manufacturing process more sustainable. Yeah. So you choose this an example. This I take from literature. The energy and climate impacts of food beverage. This is example in food and beverage industry. I don't know whether you can see it. I cannot see it. Okay, so these are the 9 categories, yeah, of the process in food and beverages, and the descriptions and the example. So how you actually can select which of the process, yeah, for to make the energy and climate impact even more reduced, yeah. Okay, so this is an example, and then energy and heat flow evaluations, yeah. One of the main constraint, yeah, to make a food industry become more sustainable, yeah, is because food industry use a lot of heat, yeah, a lot of heat. Though it's not a very high heat, it's not like steel or other metals, but uh, the process will be continuous and also need a lot of heat, approximately maybe 200, if you want 200 degrees of Celsius, if you want to make a powder milk, for example, that one. So energy and heat flow evaluation will be something that is good to be considered. Yeah, if you want to make it like more less emissions, okay? Because if you use more energy, then you will create more emissions. And then process optimization, yeah. So there are 5 optimizations, yeah. You can read from there. These are the hard or the hotspot, yeah, for the optimization that you can do. It can be in the design, yeah, and then it can be on the how process work, and then we see which one is actually critical that we can reduce it. We can reduce or we can change that technology. Then sensor and equipment for measurement. If you put a sensor and equipment, so the monitoring process will be much more efficient, so that you can have, modifying process, yeah, from there, because you can always monitor it by sensor and equipment for measurement. And then processing requirement to improve quality, yeah, and efficiency. You can do the optimization on that part, and then the next one will be optimization on the waste recovery. How you use your water, for example. Then how you manage to because usually in the food industry you will have some sort of waste, right? Waste from the things that is not is a byproduct, yeah. So how you manage that waste recovery actually, right? Then improvement in packaging. This is also in food industry. Use the intelligent packaging. Let's say you change the plastic, cardboard, glass, yeah, to a more better, yeah, packaging like edible coating, yeah, ready meals cluttery, that cluttery that actually is easy to recycle. For example, straw, yeah. Now, if you go to the cafe or coffee shop, you will see that they will use they will not use plastic anymore. Yeah, they will use paper. Yeah, so that will be more environmental friendly because you can recycling it, right? Smart packaging detect temperature change and food got contaminated or not, so that you will be able to control the freshness. Yeah, so this is also improvement in packaging. So next is product life cycle. So you change the value creation of product. So this is the example. When you design, this is one of an example. Yeah, I took from the literature. Yeah, you can always make an evaluation during the design. So you can change the design at the early state at the design, so that you will be able to produce product that is environmental friendly. So if you throw this product, it no longer use, this can be recycling, this can be dismantled, and so on. Yeah. This is one of our work. So we use the inclusions of eco-design tools in SolidWorks. This is my work with my supervisor. So basically, I create the tools, yeah, which can be used in SolidWorks concurrently. So the designer basically can have a perspective of which of the material that they can use, dimensions or the size of the product, and then what are the manufacturing process that they can use. Yeah. So you can retrieve from the you can put it together in the SolidWorks, and this is the model. Then you can create different model by using the AI. Yeah. So this is the generation of design solutions. So you will have a different design with different recyclability. So designer can choose which one of the product, yeah, that you will create that will give you more uh, higher recyclability. Yeah. Okay. This is eco modular design. This is our second work. Where basically we try to configure to make a different configuration than that when this product is dismantled, it will goes into a different module, where different module will goes into different end of life options. Can be recycling, grade 1, grade 2, it can be disposal, but we minimize the disposal. Okay, so this is based on the ease of recovery. The other is feature-based design for energy efficient fabrication. So when you do the manufacturing processes, you do the milling, yeah, the of this product, or 3D printing, yeah, you will see how much is the energy used for that particular model. Okay, so this is also the way to make use of the technology to calculate or evaluate how much is actually the energy used and how much is CO2 produced when you produce this particular model. Yeah, different model maybe will, have a different environmental impact. Yeah. Then value creation network. This is just an example. So you put the end of life aspect like reuse, recover, and then recycle, yeah, into the supply chains. Supply chains, you will look into a more complete value chains, yeah, from the pre-manufacturing, manufacturing use, and post-use. This is the value creation. You can create this, yeah, in your company, you can create this.
Dr. Novita, I'm
Yes.
sorry, you still have 2 minutes left.
Okay. Okay, so I will go to global manufacturing impact. This is, I just mentioned about LCA, yeah. LCA is a very general to be used, yeah. So LCA is basically you will go into the evaluations of each process in manufacturing from cradle to grave, yeah. So from material extraction, material processing, manufacturing use, and waste management, they have the quantifications. Okay, so you can just go through into the LCA on your own. I already provide you with this. It's, I think, quite wordy here, so I don't want to go to this. You can look into it, and then if you have questions, you just reach my email. Yeah. Okay. Business case. So this is an example of the business case. One of the example is Toyota. They set the target, but they don't give us uh, what is actually the practice that they have done. Yeah, but they set the target. Yeah, it's maybe a secret. They don't want other, to copy it. Yeah, so they use the decarbonizations concept. Yeah, so decarbonization, it has a three scope. Scope one is for their own company. They need to have an evaluation on their own company, how much CO2 emissions that they emit. Scope two is actually all the things that the company purchase, electricity, water, anything. Yeah. So it comes from other company to your company. Okay, that's scope two. Scope three is outside of the company. It can be the customer. Yeah. When the customer, let's say it's a Toyota is producing car. So the customer will be on the scope three. How the customer use. Okay. How long they drive, in what road condition they drive. Yeah. So that will create another CO2 emissions. So what scope 1, 2, 3 now become they push toward that in the decarbonization concept. Yeah. So company like in globally, yeah, let's say in Singapore, scope 1 and scope 3 become mandatory for the company to do the auditing. Scope 3 not yet, but coming soon. Yeah. Europe and also the US also do scope 1 and scope 3 mandatory. Yeah. Nike, yeah. I think Nike, they changed a lot in their materials. Yeah, they combine recycled materials with the raw virgin materials. Yeah, and I think they target for 100% of recycled materials in certain year. Yeah, maybe 20. They also done the decarbonization as well. You can go to Nike and then maybe type decarbonization Nike. Ajinomoto Malaysia, this is also, you can type in and then look for what are the sustainable food manufacturing. They targeted for zero emissions also. Yeah. Now, since I talk about zero emissions, I will skip this one. I think this one is more into agro industry. Yeah. I think this is important, yeah, because you need to have a global outlook. These are what are the global is actually moving forward. So this is the new landscape. The new landscape of sustainable manufacturing will be digitalization. So everything like IoT, sensor, equipment, robotics, yeah, it will be embedded together with the sustainable manufacturing. It will be integrated there. And then net zero emissions, yeah. So these are the future of sustainable and decarbonized industry sector. You see the one that I highlighted is that one is actually integrate with digitalizations. Okay. Okay. So this one is very popular nowadays, yeah, for the company. So there are scope 1, scope 3, that's scope 3, that they need to be compliant with. Okay. So I think if you graduate and then you work in the company, a multinational company, they will look into this one. Okay. Some company will have 1, 2, but a big company, and then if they have a lot of emission, they will go to scope 3. Okay. So these are the 7 greenhouse gases. Maybe you want to know. And how to quantify? Yeah, it's basically you need to quantify with CO2e. CO2e is that the equivalent for the greenhouse gases component to the CO2 emissions. Yeah. So you can calculate on your own, let's say NOx, but you can also make it equivalent to how much is CO2 emissions per emissions of NOx. Yeah. So these are the calculation that you need to know. And these are the approach. Yeah. There are 3 approach to quantify greenhouse gases emissions. First is standard methods. You see there. Then mass balance is when you calculate your input, process, and output. And then what are the processes involved there and how much is the energy used, things like that. And the next one will be continuous emission monitoring system. This is where you can use your digitalizations. Okay, so I'm done with it. This is the key message to take away for you. When you go back to your own country, I hope this will give you insight and more awareness towards the sustainability. First is that you know the manufacturing activities play critical role in creating waste emissions as well as the climate change. Now, there are 4 solutions that you can use, and you need to be more creative on, you know, developing all these solutions. It is manufacturing technology, product life cycle, value creation network, and global manufacturing impact. Yeah. Now, to become sustainable, one that you should know, you have a transition. Yeah. So a transition required and it's very complex. So you need to be to work with the multidiscipline, or you need to work with the different stakeholders. Okay. And it will take time. What you do is that you broaden your horizon. Okay. You broaden your horizon that you need to work with different kind of people from different fields or different area. Yeah. Maybe you will work with environmentalists, you will work with product designer, you will work with manufacturers, expert. Yeah. So you need to do that. Okay. New landscape of sustainable manufacturing are move forward to digitalizations, and then focusing more on net zero emissions and decarbonizations become paramount in the future. Last but not least, further and more innovative decarbonization solutions are therefore urgently needed, yeah, to combat climate change. I think that's it for now. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have questions, you just let me know. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Novita, for that comprehensive presentation. Now, let's open the floor for the question and discussion. Just for 3 questions, if we still have time after 3 questions, then I will open another discussion session because we only have 15 minutes left. So for all the participants, please feel free to raise your hand or type your question in the chat box. Please tell me your name, your country, and then the question. Now let's start for the first session. Yeah, please tell your name.
Okay. My name is Abu Huraira and I'm from Pakistan. So first of all, I would really like to thank Prof for such an insightful and calm presentation.
Thank you.
Actually, it's a great topic because you actually target the root cause of all of the things that are being going, and you give a lot of good takeaway messages. So I agree with most of your points, but one thing I'm curious about is that um, are there any practices in your observation that are worst in the name of like climate, making our world green and climate change, reducing the carbon footprint, but they are actually the opposite way? S- So, are there any practices or like something that you consider are worst for the environment, but they are being promoted as good for the environment?
Um, Okay, I cannot get your point. So, let me repeat. So, what your point is that is there any worse or work
Worst.
Worst. Okay. Worst meaning bad, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, there is. There is. Yeah, there is. There are companies which also not successful to implement that. But when I see, I think I observe from the literature that practices is actually is something that is only for a short period time. Yeah. And they don't really have a very good roadmap. Yeah. One of the things that they fail is actually during the planning. Yeah, during the planning. Yeah. The planning need to be very good because when you move into a transitions, you need to be to execute smoothly. You need to talk. Yeah, you need to talk a lot of talk, a lot of engagement from the stakeholder. Yeah. Now, first is planning. Secondly, is they are unable to convince the stakeholder.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because sometimes we have a different perspective. Yeah, different perspective between stakeholders. One that um, I have identified that basically the stakeholder is not really look into that transition. Yeah, because they still have the old perceptions where if you want to be to change, you need more costs, you need a lot of investment, so they don't want. So if they are not supported, then some of the plan perhaps is not working well. Yeah. So planning, engagement of the stakeholders, yeah, how you communicate is actually the one that is very important. Yeah. In decarbonizations, there are two different output. Yeah, one is negative emissions, and the other one is positive emissions. So positive emissions is something that is not good because positive emissions means that you are adding emissions. Negative is not. Yeah. So I actually involved with the software development from the company from the Singapore. Yeah, I cannot tell what is the name. Yeah,
Okay.
but they actually built the software to for the company to help the company to do the decarbonizations. So they will count every steps of the process. Yeah, and then they need to identify which one is the hotspot. Then they change, let's say, like change the LED, things like that. Yeah, that only for the lighting. So the other part maybe change the temperature. Yeah, you reduce the temperature, things like that. But when we calculate, look, it looks like that you change things and things. But when we calculate, actually, what they got is actually positive emissions. Yeah. So if the stakeholders is good, I mean, they involve and they engage. So basically, we can try all over again to look into which are the part that we need to reduce again. Yeah. But sometimes the supplier, for example, so because the supplier is not our company, they are outsider, right? So sometimes they do not want to refill. When we calculate, they don't want to refill their data. Yeah. So we need a total engagement actually to calculate all the CO2 emission. If not, then that's why I said when you do the transitions, you need a very good engagement with the stakeholders.
Okay, thank you. That's very well answered. And yeah, I really appreciate the topic and the way you presented your points. So
Okay.
yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, and thanks to the
Glad
moderator
glad you like it. Okay. Any more questions? Yes. Questions. Give
Okay,
me
for second
burning
question.
questions.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes.
Baiklah Bu.
Waalaikumsalam.
Um, we know that present world is still 1.1% carbon emission is still ongoing. And you also discussed that most industrialized countries in the world are the responsible for most of the portion of carbon emission. So other side sufferer are the most like at least developed countries or developing countries. So what will be the solution for our carbon emission? Like what will a step will perform by developed countries to minimize carbon emission, and will they provide proper subsidies to the least developed countries or developing countries?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Good questions. Now we are moving to the decarbonizations, and at the start now, there's no compulsory for that for every company to do that. Yeah, but in some countries they already made it compulsory, like Singapore, company which have 1 million assets or revenue lah. I can't remember. They need to do that. Yeah, mandatory. If not, then there will be a penalty. Yeah, and then maybe Europe and US also. But different countries, I don't know about Indonesia. Malaysia, they work to that directions, but it is not mandatory yet. Now, basically what they do is that when they calculate or they do the evaluations, there will be a systems, yeah. At the end, there will be a systems that actually a system where it's supported by the blockchain systems. So every company will be listed there, and then every company when they emit, so they need to do the carbon trading. Yeah. So this actually one of the way to actually give a push to every company to be more sustainable. It will go to that way, yeah, but it's not. I don't think it is ready yet, but it will goes to that directions. But there is a drawback, of course. If everything is going into that blockchains, means that it will be easy for a country which is very, very have a very high influence. They can actually, playing game with that. Yeah, but then it is good if that being used for the push factor. Yeah, so every company now also we have the investment, green investment, that actually investor that they will look into the ESG, so environment, and then sustainable and governance. So every investor now will look into that three part. Yeah, if you are not, if you don't sustainable, investor will not looking into you. Yeah, so everything is moving towards that. Although it's not mandatory yet. Yeah, especially in Southeast Asia, I think it's still not going to be mandatory. Yeah, but some countries, maybe like Singapore, they started yet. They already start. Yeah, I don't know Pakistan. How is Pakistan manage that? No, manage. Okay. Yeah. But I think that you guys also move to that direction, right?
Well, we will if we
We
have
will, yeah.
sustainable policies, actually.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. So sometimes it depends on who govern the, country. Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes.
I would actually like to add something because I think what you also meant was more a philosophical point about the if it's just that developing countries have to develop sustainably, well, developed countries have developed in an unsustainable way and are rich now because of their unsustainable way, such as the Netherlands, for example, and that countries like Bangladesh are now kind of being forced to develop sustainably, or we are saying that they should develop in a sustainable way. Well, we didn't really give them the same chance that we had. And I think like we have talked a lot about this in our school as well. And I think the most just way would be to try and equalize that. So give subsidies to developing countries, and not just subsidies in terms of money, but also in knowledge, so that you give actually the means to become more sustainable without just asking them to do it. And I think that is a very important factor because it is kind of a luxury to be thinking about sustainability if you are still developing, if you're still like trying to get enough food.
Yes, I think either developing or developed country, we have the same responsibility, but the practice will be different. Yeah. Maybe if you guys in developed country, you perhaps your sustainability is already established, your awareness, I don't know, is already there in the Europe. I'm not too sure. Uh, actually the highest pollutant is US. Yeah. And US is the one who is, um, you know, as if they are having awareness, and then they have a discussion, and then they promote the sustainability because they are the highest pollutant. Yeah. So they want actually to repay. Yeah. And make the other countries to be working together. Yeah. To make more sustainable. It is our the responsibility is actually is not developing or developed. Both of that side will have the same. It's just that execution will be different. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any more questions? You still have a questions session?
Because we only have 2 minutes left. Unfortunately, I need to end up our insightful discussion and
Okay.
question session. Thank you so much, Dr. Novita, for the thoughtful answer. Also, the most important thing, for sharing your expertise with us today. It has been a truly enlightening session. And thank you to everyone who actively joined our discussion. We hope you found this discussion valuable and inspiring. And now let me conclude this session. From Dr. Novita Sakundarini's presentation on sustainable manufacturing focus on the integration of sustainability into manufacturing process to address environmental, social, and economic challenges. And the key point of the presentation include first, the concept of sustainability. Sustainability aims to meet current needs without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet theirs. Following the triple bottom line approach, it highlights the significance of sustainability in reducing negative environmental impact, conserving resources, and ensuring safety. And the key challenge is sustainable manufacturing include poor legislation, lack of infrastructure, market demand, and resistance of change. These barriers are contrast with the enablers like technological advancement, public pressure, and cost effectiveness. And for the challenge, the solutions are categorized into four areas: manufacturing technologies, product life cycle, value creation networks, and global manufacturing impact. The approach include improving manufacturing process, developing sustainable products, optimizing supply chains, and minimizing end-of-life impact. The future research is suggest to focus on the integration of Industry 4.0 or 5.0 technology with sustainable practices, optimizing energy use, and improving the sustainability of supply chain and product design. So that's the end of our session. We'll look forward to seeing you in our future session. I'm Intan Dewi Larasati, your moderator for this session. Goodbye, have a great day, and continue to think sustainably.
I have a photo with you guys. Yeah, you just sit and then maybe someone can take photo for me.
May we give applause for both of them? And I would say thank you so much, Dr. Novita, for being an insightful lecture about sustainable manufacturing. We would like to give the appreciation of certificate that will be given symbolized by our moderator. And also, we would like to thank Mrs. Intan to who lead the discussion before, and the certificate of appreciation will be given by the committee, Dr. Fiamita. With the session of appreciation already implemented, then the third material of the summer course has ended. For operator, you may stop the recording. Thank you. We also remind you to fill the attendance form for this third session by scanning the QR code that will provide by the committee, and for online participant, the form will be given in the room chat section. Before we move to the next session, we will have another coffee break for 30 minutes.